Sometimes being left on red has more nefarious outcomes than meets the eye, and it's not just someone ghosting you. This is the story of a few different people who have had very tragic outcomes in response to their last text messages ever. About to go for a run if you want to talk. That was the last text message that Laken Riley ever sent before she went missing. Shortly after the text, Laken called her mother and couldn't reach her, so then she called 911 and was abruptly cut off. That was due to the fact that Jose Antonio Ibarra attacked her and caused blunt force trauma to her, killing her. Good lops. That was the cryptic message that Riley Strain texted a woman that was very bizarre on the night that he went missing. Riley traveled to Nashville and was with his frat brothers, and they were drinking at all the bars up and down the street. And apparently, he was pretty intoxicated. He did send that text message that was very cryptic. No one really knew what it meant, but he ended up missing for quite some time. They found his bank cards on an embankment, and then two TikTokers found his body sadly in the river about 8 miles from where he went missing. And this one is pretty controversial, and I still believe that foul play was involved, even though they tend to say that he was just heavily intoxicated and somehow ended up in the river. I'm staying in, packing, and going to sleep probably. That was the last text message that Brittany Drexel ever sent, and she was just 17 years old. It was reported that Brittany was on spring break in Myrtle Beach, and when she was there, she had texted her boyfriend saying that she was heated, and that was a few texts just before that one. No one really understood what that meant. And then she went missing, and the case went cold. The case had been cold for so long, and then a man, Raymond Moody, a 62-year-old sex offender, confessed. That sick man lured her, took her in his car to a remote campsite where he ultimately did things to her and killed her. He later led police to her remains, which was positively identified as Brittany, and he was sentenced to 60 years in prison. Sadly, her last text message was to her boyfriend, and that's the last memory they all will have of her, and she was just 17 years old. These stories are a reminder that each message you might send could be your very last one, so I honestly say tell everyone that you love them because it could be the last time that you talk to them.